Hey Amy, so I want to do a really quick recap assessment, and next week we will be going in on a new training module, going over a few new things that we're going to implement in this journey and in your day, but stay tuned on that. So the last few weeks, I really wanted to focus on just hitting protein and learning more about that and learning how to place your foods differently and basically just learning what foods are what. And then, focusing on that instead of doing a ton of things. So, real quick, I just want to show you a few stats. Honestly, it's awesome that you have lost a few pounds. That's great. Don't focus so much on the scale right now, though, because you could be losing inches and leaning out while gaining muscle, and the scale isn't really going to reflect that yet, even though things are changing internally with your body composition. But things will start to show up on the scale as well, but don't just focus on that. And it's totally normal for every single human being to be in a range of weight within 5 pounds. In a day's span, in the morning, you could weigh 140 pounds, and then by the end of the day, you could weigh 145. And that's just because of the food you ate, the water you ate, your digestive system, what's going on in there. So many things, water retention, a lot. So it's not only fat loss or fat gain reflecting on the scale, and it's completely normal to have a fluctuation of 3 to 5 pounds in a day. But if it's continuously rising, that means it is actual fat gain. But you're doing perfect. And I just want to make sure that you're measuring your waist how you're supposed to. Sometimes a lot of people do it at the wrong spot, but you want to do it below your rib cage at the smallest part of your stomach around. So just make sure you're doing that accurately so you can log accurately. And I can show you the measuring chart again, and it shows where to do it, but just make sure you're doing that. And real quick, I'm going to go over a few of your macro and calorie stats. So, okay, so the very top one, looking at the macros, and remember your macrograms calculate your calories. Protein is, 4 calories is 1 gram. So 1 times 4 is 1 gram, that's 4 calories. So if you had 113 grams of protein in your whole day with all of your foods, between all of your foods, that's 113 times 4, and that would be X amount of calories that goes towards your calorie bracket. But you're going to learn more about that. But I think you're starting to understand more. But you'll definitely learn more and more as we go, because I have training modules that sort of go over a few things again and again in different ways. But you could have added in 1 more lean protein serving, and you would have been perfect. It was a perfect day. And I say lean because your fats were pretty much where they're at. So if you had a higher fat protein, you would have went over your fats. So any leaner protein serving, 1 would have been great. The one below that, if you would have added in 2 lean protein servings and 1 lean carb serving, you would have been perfect. You were kind of low on calories, and sometimes we don't realize it, and sometimes we do have lower calorie days because we're just not that hungry, and that's okay. But you could have added in 2 more lean protein servings and 1 lean carb serving. So any lean carb serving could have been pretzels, rice, any fruit, anything that is 0 low carb or low fat carbs, because your fats were pretty much where they should be, so you don't want to go over those. And then the very bottom one, you could have added in 2 more lean carb servings because your carbs were super low, and then you would have been perfect. And always refer back to that basic food list where I have it separated into lower and higher fat carbs, lower and higher fat proteins, and then your actual fat dense foods. So one thing I noticed on your food list is or on your food logs, that's what I meant to say. One thing I've noticed in your food logs is, which this is so common for everybody to do, is your actual fat dense foods like oils, butter, things like avocado, nuts, cheese, those things quickly and easily accumulate high fats because they're fat dense foods. So a small portion is a lot of fat consumption. So it's easy to go over, and also to have our portion sizes inaccurate, because sometimes we pour oil in a pan and we don't realize that it was 4 tablespoons, and we only put down 2 tablespoons when we logged it. So it's super easy to be off with our fat intakes. And so if anything, those are the things that I would measure out with the serving sizes and be really accurate with it, are your fat dense foods. But other than that, you're doing fantastic. And little by little each week, we're going to focus on more and different things instead of all at once, just so it's more simplified and more clear and at a good pace. So if you're still behind on something or unsure or confused or whatever it is, I won't jump ahead. I'll just keep focusing on that, and then we move ahead at your pace with where you're at. So with that being said, great job so far. I can't wait to see like 3 months from now, like where everything will be with your photos, measurements, body composition, just with your headspace, everything changes. And the more we give ourselves this gift of really getting a better quality of life with our bodies and our health, we're giving that gift to everybody around us, and so many things are just better in life. And it's like that snowball effect where everyone around you is reciprocating. More opportunities are going to show up. You're going to see things differently. Your perspectives are different. And it really does start with working on your health, your body, your mind, and feeling good in your skin and feeling good in your body. And that's when everything changes and just becomes better in life. So great freaking job. If you have any questions, just let me know. I just wanted to make this real quick, and really there's nothing to focus too much on until next week. So just take this weekend to absorb, reflect, kind of log some foods if you want to. Like I said, you don't have to log every single day. And if you do want to log your foods every day, maybe you can just do like half the day, or you can just do your breakfast, or you can just log your dinners so you can see how many carbs, fats, and calories that took up. So then you know how much you have left around that. But it will get kind of monotonous. Ooh, sorry about that. So with that being said, just let me know if you have any questions. Don't mind my dog, sorry. And we'll talk soon.